Okay, so this video has two of the more complicated examples from absolute value equations. And so we saw earlier that if you had something like 2x plus 1 equals 3, then you would have 2x plus 1 equals 3, and 2x plus 1 equals minus 3. Because the part inside could be, this could be positive, in which the absolute value would be positive. This could be negative, in which case when you took the absolute value, it would still be positive. So the idea, that's the same idea here, but we only need to test two cases. Because the signs of these two things, they could both be the same or they could be opposite. So it doesn't matter. We don't have to do positive, 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 negative, negative, positive, and negative, negative. If they're both positive and both negative, then they have the same sign, and then we have the case where we have different signs. So here we're going to take 2x minus 7 equals x plus 3, and we're going to solve that equation. And then we're also going to take 2x minus 7 equals minus, in parentheses, x plus 3. So it has to be in parentheses because when it's the whole thing that is negative, not just the x. It's the x plus 3 that's negative. Okay, so now we add that 7 to both sides, and we get 2x equals x plus 10. Subtract x from both sides, and we get x equals 10. We do, first, over here, we distribute that negative. So we get minus x minus 3 on the right. And now I add 7 to both sides. And I get 2x equals minus x plus 4. Add x to both sides. And I get 3x equals 4. X equals 4/3. So we get two solutions, 10 and 4/3. So we might write it in set notation with brackets like that. Okay, so next example is where we have a quadratic inside the absolute values. So just like before, this result could be positive, so it could be equal to positive 8, or it could be equal to negative 8. All right, and so now we subtract 8 from both sides on the first quadrant. So this is a quadratic. We're going to get everything on one side. And then this factors. It factors into x plus 7 and x minus 1. So x plus 7 equals 0. X equals minus 7, and we get x minus 1 equals 0, which says that x equals 1. And then over here, for the second quadratic, I add 8 to both sides. And this also factors. So I get two of the same factors. So that means that x equals 3. So I get 3 solutions here. I could have gotten as many as 4. And what this looks like if I were to graph it, if I were to graph x squared plus 6x plus 1 as my y, that would be a parabola. Now, when I take the absolute value, what happens is this part, it doesn't become negative, it becomes positive. So it reflects up through the x-axis, and it looks like that. So Now when I draw the vertical line, x equals, or y equals 8, which is what this says, the absolute value of x squared plus 6x plus 1 equals 8. It crosses here, here, and the vertex of that parabola just barely touches, it touches in just one point. So there's my solving a more complicated absolute value equation.